Good morning. Once again, today we are going to discuss a question from contemporary precalculus uh, for US curriculum. This question has been taken from operations on functions, applications based on the functions. So here is a question. At noon, a car leaves Podunk on a state road heading south at 45 miles per hour, and a plane 3 miles above the ground passes over Podunk heading east at 350 miles per hour. In A part, we need to express the distance r traveled by the car and the distance s traveled by the plane as functions of time. And B part, express the distance d between the planes and the car in terms of r and s. Express d as a function of time. How far apart were the plane and the car at 1:30 p.m.? Okay. So we have been given car heading south at 45 mile per hour, and a plane is moving 3 miles above the ground, passes over Podunk heading east at 350 mile per hour. We need to express the distance r traveled by the car and the distance s traveled by the plane as a function of time. Distance traveled by car and distance traveled by plane as function of time. So let let the time taken by the car be t hours. Then r, the distance will be 45 times t. So this will be the function. Okay, r, the distance traveled by the car, will be 45 times t, function of t. So one equation will be r equals to 45t. Okay, and for plane it is s equals to the distance traveled by the plane equals to s equals to 350 times t. So this will be the distance traveled in terms of function of t. Now express the distance d between the plane and the car in terms of r and s. So we have here is the city Podunk, and the plane is 3 miles above the ground. This distance is r. No, car is moving south. So this is r and this is s. We need to find express the distance d between the plane and the car in terms of r and s. Distance between plane and car will be this distance. Let's call it d. So we have d equals to d square equals to using Pythagorean theorem, we have d squared equals to, we have 3 square plus r square plus s square. Okay, so d square, d equals to 9 plus r square plus s square, square root of this. Okay, square root of this distance will be, d will be, d will be 3 square plus r square plus s square. So this is 9 plus root over r square plus s square. And finally, distance will be, uh, I think we have done it wrongly. Yes, this one. So finally we have d square equals to 9 plus r square plus s square. So distance d will be square root of 9 plus r square plus s square. We are going to discuss once again how we have done. Since plane is 3 miles above the ground, okay, we have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find this distance d between the car and plane. So on 2D plane, the distance d will be square root of r square plus s square, since the plane is 3 miles above the ground. So we have to consider that also. So d square, this distance d will be square root of 3 square, this one, plus square root of r squared plus s squared. So d will be 9 plus r square plus s square. Now substituting the values for r and s. So r is the function of t, r is 45 times t, and s is 350 times t. Substituting these values, we have d equals to square root of 9 plus 45 times t squared plus 350 times t squared. And so finally we have 9 plus 2025 t squared plus, we need to do the calculation. So here it is 12 to 122,525 t squared. So adding these two terms, d equals to d equals to square root of 9 plus 9 plus 1 to 124,500. This is 500 actually. 525 t square. Now for the last section D part, we have at 1:30 p.m. at 1:30 p.m. at last part, we had to find how far apart were the plane and the car at 1:30 p.m. The car starts at noon. It's been given in the question. The car starts at noon, and how far how far apart were the plane and the car at 1:30 p.m. So at noon at noon t equals to 0. At noon t equals to 0. So at 1:30 p.m. t equals to 1.5 hours. Okay. So d equals to taking t equals to 1.5 hours. D equals to d becomes, we have already obtained over here, d equals to 9 plus 124,525 t square, and t is 1.5, so times 1.5 square, and so this will finally give us the square root of 280,190.25. That approximately comes to 529.33 miles. Thank you for watching lecture, and I'll keep posting such lectures, and if you find it helpful, then subscribe and share it to others. Thank you.